So, hello again, everyone. This is my session 30, my 90-minute breathe for the 30th time. And yeah, it just feels like time's going so fast. Another week and another breathe, and closer to the end of stage one, which is really exciting. My week this week, actually, we'll start with my last intention. My last intention was to create a safe space within myself to express and release what is being held in my body. I really, I had an interesting week where I've had a lot of time and a lot of space, and it's given me an opportunity to kind of go a little bit deeper within myself and start having some deeper conversations with myself and start being a bit deeper with the questions that I'm asking myself and where I want to be in life and where I want to be in my business and how am I gonna how's that gonna look um to start to create my future. And yeah, I've bringing some of my previous intentions back in, like I've started kind of creating content and posting from a space of using my intuition, not having to have a structure behind creating content, but when I feel inspired to take the action to do so. Um, yeah, just some different ideas too, of things that I've learned in the past that I can incorporate with my coaching sessions and the direction of my coaching sessions. And also I feel like something I've been kind of working towards, and I've seen myself asking this question quite a number of times in my business. I get a lot of people that, reach out and say, "Oh, I'm really gonna make that time and book that appointment for myself. I'm really gonna have that massage. I'm really gonna start looking after myself, and I'm really gonna do blah 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 blah." And I've had again like quite a few people reach out and be like, "I want to book an appointment," and then they like ghost you. So it's this question of what what gets in the way of us being able to meet our needs the way we would really like to meet our needs. Like, what is in the way of that? And doing some of my one-on-one coaching sessions, I've kind of got this idea of an event that I want to create, which really gets into what we call the prostitute archetype, the prostitute shadow. And the prostitute shadow is very much about how we feel about ourselves and um, not having safety and security in our inner world and reflecting that on our outer world and all the self-judgment and self-criticism and criticism of others and comparison of others and all of the things that encompasses with value and with worth. And so like I've been really inspired to um take action and create an event, um, kind of bringing into some people's awareness of what is actually in the way. And we use money, we use time, we use all of these excuses about what's in the way. But what the reality is that we don't feel that we're worth that time. That's really the reality of it. And so, yeah, I've kind of come up with this idea for an event to really help people, not that it has to be with me, but to really help people see that they are so incredibly valuable. And, their needs, their wants, their needs, their desires are so incredibly important. And, how can we move towards embodying safety and security within ourselves and love within ourselves so that we feel worth and value in order to create these things in our lives, to have that massage, to go and have that facial, to go and do that thing that you really want to do that's going to make you feel good. And you know it's going to make you feel good, but you talk yourself out of it and all of the reasons. So yeah, so um, lots of like really inspiring, um, uh, direction, tangible physical direction to go, working with my intuition and being able to ask myself some of those deeper questions. And yeah, I've done a little bit of exploration of what stage three is going to look like. More breath work, but sitting for each other and breathing. So, yeah, more breath work. I look forward to more breath work. It's just been so incredible, this journey. Um, and anyway, so my intention this week is again themed around safety because, like I was just talking about with this event that I want to create, this prostitute shadow, I'm still in that shadow and I'm working towards creating internal safety and internal security instead of trying to find that and source that from outside myself. Um, so creating safety around my dreams and my desires, so that they can be achievable, so that I don't have fear and doubt and whatever else about being able to go after my dreams, my desires. And talking through my intention, I started feeling some of these body sensations that I've noticed have kept coming up with this conversation around working with the intention of safety. Again, my left leg was going numb and falling asleep. My right hip was really achy. My shoulders, my neck, the back of my head was really achy. My chest felt restricted and heavy. So I felt myself moving more into that heaviness and um that kind of fear and doubt and insecurity. And then talking through my intention with Jess, everything started to shift in my body. That all went away. And yeah, I really got into this place of like, I am so done with hiding. I am so done with playing small. I am here to have impact. I am here to make a difference in people's lives. I am here to use my skills, my experience to make a difference in your life. And one of the things, um, one of the things that stood out for Jess while we were talking about this is using my skill set to change people's lives. So I added that into my intention. We also talked a little bit about um, bravery and courage. So creating safety and also bravery and courage to chase my dreams, to create my dreams and my desires. And yeah, in that experience, I really felt like full body tingles, that heaviness had shifted and I was like, the energy was moving. I was rolling my ankles and just like having a stretch and the energy was moving. So then it came to um, lie down and breathe. And so my intention, holding my intention with the beginning of the breathe, my intention was to create safety and courage around creating my dreams and desires using my skill set to change people's lives. My breathe was incredibly short. So my breathe went for about 45 minutes out of 90. But I had such an experience. I did not feel like, I miss out or I shortchanged myself or anything like that. It felt perfect. It felt like it was exactly what it needed to be. Um, when I laid down at first, I was kind of a little bit stiff. But the more I breathed, the more I relaxed and really like sunk into the floor underneath me. And I was feeling so lit up and so inspired by that, using my skill sets to change people's lives. I was so lit up by this. I started to get like some ringing in my ears or some like sound frequency in my ears, you know, that high pitched. I get this a lot, but that high pitched kind of my body was full of gentle tingles and vibrations, particularly my left leg and hip. And like I said, the interesting thing about that is that my left leg and hip tend to fall asleep and go numb a lot. So that was really an interesting piece for me to have that tingle and vibration and sensation happening there in my left leg, my left hip. I also kind of got this like this thought, this felt sense in my body of like receive. The word receive came to me. And it was about receiving in life. Be ready to receive. Like the good shit is coming for you. And then I, of course, changed my body posture. I was lying with my hands on my belly like this and opened up my hands, palms up, ready to receive. Um, and create my dreams. Um, yeah, it just felt like just being in that space. It was really calm and really gentle and it felt like, being in a healing space. It felt like I was receiving like some energetic frequency, like some sort of energetic healing. Um, like Reiki or source energy. It was like so um beautiful to experience. And then there was like in my mind, there was another thought there, which was like, an open body is a safe body. And so yeah, just being open to experience, being open to receive, being open in my body language, being open in life. Um, and that is safety. That is the safety that I'm wanting to create, that I intend to create. Um, what was next? Yeah, I was really feeling the music in my body and like there was one song in particular and it was um like one of those tongue drums and every time like it was hit there was like this wave of like um a vibration and tingles that like just moved over me. Um There was also like a point there where I was kind of just thinking about creation and some of the things that I created and it reminded me of a post that I recently shared. Um around freedom and the freedom of being a husband and what it's like to have everything done for you and um you don't even have to think about your needs being met because everything is there. You come home, your dinner is made, your clothes are magically washed and returned to you, everything's organized and um yeah, it really brought me to this place of freedom um and kind of spiraled in a positive way, not a bad way, but spiraling from there. And I had this incredible sense of achievement of what I'm creating and being in that frequency of freedom and what it's going to feel like and what it's going to look like and um all of this amazing stuff that I'm creating and bringing in. Um, I also had I also had this image come in, coming from the creation of posting content. This image that I'd uploaded into my Canva, and it was a photo of me from about 10 years ago. And just looking at that photo of me and just thinking about how life was then and how life is now, and just all of the struggle that I've experienced and all of the hustle and the force and the scarcity and the lack and how hard things were. And it really brought into my awareness another person within my breathwork group who's going through a lot of her own hustle and struggle. And um, I really wanted to honor her. I really wanted to honor her, and seeing how even though things are hard, she's trying to bring in support and she's trying to make a difference in her life. And just honoring her and where she's at, because it's really only been until recently that I've started doing that for myself. And I really wanted to honor her for being able to create that for herself so much earlier on, because having kids is hard. Having kids brings out all of your own internal struggle. And so, it's really challenging, not just being a parent, but all of the things that come into your awareness about your own shadows and your own belief systems, and having to deal with that as well as be a parent. And so, yeah, I really wanted to take a moment to honor her in my breath work, because yeah, she's in a position to create something that I wasn't able to create until now. And I had a lot of tears. I released a lot of tears in that space. And there were a couple of times where I had to open my eyes because my tears got stuck, and I had to open my eyes to let them out. But I really felt like there was just, with this release of tears, was this release of force, was this release of struggle, was this release of it has to be hard. And I noticed my breath changed at this time too. I wasn't able to breathe in and out through my nose. I was breathing in through my nose, but I had to breathe out through my mouth during this moment too. Um, for a few breath cycles before I was able to kind of move on from that. And then I came back to this connection with freedom. I came back to anchoring in this freedom and this peace of being able to create my dreams and my desires, and anchoring this frequency and this felt sense into my body. Um, and right at the end there for me, like I really wanted to open my eyes. Like I was like, if I'm ready to open my eyes. And then I was like, no, I want to stay here a little bit longer. Like in the morning when your alarm goes off and you're like, no, just press snooze and just, be in the comfort of the warmth and the blankets. So then yeah, I did eventually open my eyes and start journaling. And and then I still had about 35 minutes of just being able to sit in the space and watch what goes on. So, kind of connecting into that stage three, what it's going to be like for stage three, and just feeling like I was part of holding the space for the group. Um, which was a really, really nice place to finish on. I also want to make note that This was the first time I did a breathe off mute. I've been breathing on mute because I really felt like there's so much noise and chaos that goes on outside of the room when I'm breathing, and I didn't want to be a distraction to anyone else. And this time I was like, nope, I'm off mute. And interestingly, there was no background noise. Like there was no background noise. And just these interesting kind of synchronicities that happen in the breathwork space. So yeah, that was my breathe number 30 for this week. And it was such an anchoring, supportive breathe. I also did a replay of my illumination container illumination container with Sam Harlow, and this one was about money frequency and abundance, and I really related a lot of my breathe to that experience as well. um and yeah, just being in that frequency of abundance and creation, and um, having that vision of what life could look like, or will look like, for me in the future. So yeah, that was my breathe this week. And yeah, another week, another breathe. And I can't wait to be in that stage 3 space with more breathing and sitting in as facilitator. So yeah, see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, you want to know more, definitely comment below. Um, and maybe in the future, I'll be able to facilitate for you and sit for you, and you can enjoy the magic of breathwork too. So thanks for listening, and I'll see y'all later.